Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clark on YouTube. Oh no. It has been said that legends live forever. You guys brought me back from the dead. You dug me from out of the grave. And after nearly 25 years, I am back because of each and every one of you. I can't even believe that you guys have watched a Zombies music video reaction video that I posted literally just 24 hours ago. Not even 48 hours ago. Not even 2 days. Not even 2 nights ago. And you guys have watched it over 700 plus times and hit the like button over like 15 times in less than 24 hours. That's incredible. You guys are going to make sure that I go down in history as one of the greatest Disney legends of all time for reviewing this stuff, aren't you? Thank you so much for that. Because the reality of this is you could be on anyone else's YouTube channel tonight, hitting their subscribe button, hitting their like button, helping them get monetized. But you're not. You're here. You've searched up Zombies or Descendants, you've found my thumbnail, you've clicked on it, and you're here. And I'm happy you're here tonight, because I get the opportunity to say thank you to each and every one of you. As a YouTube creator, it's really hard to get somebody to hit that subscribe button. I've often reiterated that time and time again as a YouTube creator with this podcast microphone. It is very challenging to get someone to hit your subscribe button. And if everybody hit the subscribe button at least once who watched this video or found my thumbnail, I would explode in subscribers. That's a dream of mine, to explode in subscribers. I want you guys to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because if you want to hear something nice about Descendants and Zombies, you're going to hear it from me. I have been just as big a fan of Descendants and Zombies for what feels like forever, an entire lifetime. One of the biggest Descendants and Zombies fans in the entire galaxy, not just the universe, the entire galaxy. It is incredible. The response that this YouTube channel has received because of me being such a huge fan of Descendants and Zombies, Disney and Nickelodeon content and pop culture content related. And it's been so much fun for me creating and distributing these videos for each and every one of you who are searching up the same thing every 5 minutes on YouTube or TikTok. I would let you in a little secret. I've become somewhat addicted and infatuated with TikTok over the last couple of days. That platform is amazing. It was developed in Japan, I believe, by 2 Japanese guys. Hiya! And stop laughing. And there are a lot of Descendants and Zombies videos on TikTok, which are absolutely amazing and mind-blowing. And I've been watching a lot of them, and there's a lot of cool interviews on there. I enjoy watching them, and I'm going to be showing you a lot of them. Probably a lot of you probably haven't found them on TikTok yet. Remains to be seen by your eyes. And I will be showing you those videos because I found them really cool. A lot of insightful interviews. A lot of interviews that I didn't see with Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell and Meg Donnelly, where they're very open and very honest about their life struggles, their opinions about the universe, different topics which aren't really discussed on Disney. So, you think about, why they want to get away from Disney so fast. Probably it's because they want to reintroduce themselves in a new form. And in a new way they weren't able to because of Disney's restrictions and their freedom being controlled with social media posts and what have you. So I will be showing you a lot of those videos from TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. I just made a TikTok account basically to watch these videos and distribute them for you on my YouTube channel. But yeah, hi-ya all the way. And I've been watching a lot of the Zombies music videos. Of course, that Place to Be music video receiving a lot of criticism. Here's the situation. The music video for Place to Be dropped about 48 hours ago. We're coming to the 72-hour mark since that was released. And everybody immediately jumped down the throats of the creators of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires for this music video, and immediately criticized it. And I said to myself, you guys deserve better. That's the reality of it. You guys deserve better than some critic who's saying something stupid about Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires when everybody is so excited about it. They're just basically trying to kill the buzz. And I don't want that for you guys. I want you to be so excited. Let's flash back to a year ago when Descendants 4, The Rise of Red was released and everybody was so excited about it. Everybody was so skeptical about the cast. They didn't know what to expect and they were criticizing it. And after the premiere, which originally aired on Disneyplus for the first time before crossing over to Disney Channel, everybody was immediately criticizing it. They wanted Dove Cameron, they wanted Sophia Carson, they wanted Boo Boo Stewart. They wouldn't settle for Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker and Ruby Rose Turner, who are equally just as beautiful. Let me put it to you this way. As big of a fan as I was of Dove Cameron, I was a really big fan of Dove Cameron, but I was just as impressed and that much in love with people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner because they're powerful representation of the young Queen of Hearts from the perspective of Ruby Rose Turner, and Red, the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, which is very difficult to say off the back of your tongue, portrayed by Kylie Cantrell. Kylie Cantrell's portrayal of the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, Red, was a very powerful representation of a character. And Dove Cameron had said months before the release of The Rise of Red that they told the story and they completed it. Now, in a person's life, a story is never complete because there's always an opportunity to reintroduce yourself and to write that final chapter of your life. A lifetime is all about a legacy and how you want your legacy to be defined. And I think that that's what all of us are really trying to figure out. You take in, for instance, the passing of Cameron Boyce. These people were really young when Cameron Boyce passed away. They were trying to figure out, why he had to be taken at such a young age. So they were still learning. And I think that what Zombies and Descendants is trying to teach us is that life, there's always an opportunity to reintroduce yourself, redistribute yourself, and to write that final chapter and to determine what your legacy is defined as. And that's really cool, along with encouraging people to stand up to bullies and being faced with things like bullying, which is a tremendous challenge to have to overcome. I really respect Meg Donnelly and Dove Cameron for being very open and very honest about stuff like bullying. I just saw a TikTok video actually about an hour and a half ago, 90 minutes ago, where Dove Cameron was so inspired by a fan because she had tweeted about, standing up to bullies and how bullies are just dealing with something outside of what they're bullying you about. And then a fan approaches Dove Cameron at a meet and greet and tells her about this tweet that she had sent out on Twitter at the time, years ago. And she took Dove's advice and she was able to stand up to her bullies. And I wish that was the case for a lot of people too, because the message, what these critics have to understand is the message behind what Descendants and Zombies has been promoting for the better part of the last decade is that they want you to be courageous. They want you to stand up for what you believe in and to the people that are trying to prevent you from achieving your dreams. Because I just want to tell you this, one of the messages about Descendants and Zombies may also be to stand up to bullies and, to face your challenges, but it's also to achieve every dream that you've ever wanted to accomplish in life. And I think that tens of millions of people have been inspired by either Descendants or Zombies to do just that. And that's what this Worlds Collide Tour is going to be promoting this summer. Encouraging you and influencing you to stand up to your bullies, to face every challenge that you've ever been faced with in your life, and to make the most of every opportunity. You take, for example, me. Let's flash back to 30 years ago. I was a guy watching Goofy movie in his bedroom, thinking Goofy was awesome. My mom's favorite character was Goofy. And I remember, always wanting to share my opinions about Disney and Nickelodeon and pop culture with all of you. So what do? I come home from school one day after being pushed into a locker. I might have been locked inside of it, I don't know. And I looked at Mom and I said, Mom, I'm going to start up a radio show from your basement, pay no rent, and become famous overnight. She thought I was crazy, but a couple of years after that, I became one of the biggest podcasters in the world because I actually had the opportunity to start up a radio show from her basement. She went along with it. She gave me the opportunity. She provided me with the money and the access to be able to do it. And 25 years later, I'm here with each and every one of you. And I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart that this has been an experience that I will never, ever forget. You guys have touched my heart in so many unimaginable ways and unthinkable ways that I can't begin to put into words how appreciative I am of every single person who runs their finger across that subscribe button, because it is very challenging to distribute content. It's challenging enough to create the content, but it's even more challenging to hit that subscribe button. Right now I'm at 1,650 subscribers. 1,651, 1,652 would be a great milestone to achieve. I know it's a long way away from happening, but it can only happen if you hit the subscribe button. So what I've got to do is I've got to encourage you to hit that button, and how I can do that is by providing you with your favorite content from Liv and Maddie, Descendants, zombies, I'll do it for you. And we're going to be doing these Descendants Zombies weekends every week, even after the premieres of the movies. Up until 2026, we'll keep doing it for you forever, because I can do it for you forever, because you guys are just amazing. You're so supportive of, what I distribute on these YouTube channels. It's kind of really crazy, because the majority of these Descendants and Zombies YouTube channels that are trying to achieve monetization are encouraging you to hit the subscribe button if you notice within 3 minutes of their videos. They're not, telling you about their day. They're not telling you about what their favorite characters are. It's just AI. It's pre-typed text and some images thrown in there. There's not a whole lot of detail. And one of the things I noticed about these reaction videos, thank you guys so much for making me one of the most watched reaction videos recently to the Place to Be music video. Thank you so much for that. There were some reaction videos that some critics have posted with only 129 views. I know some of them have got about 3.5 thousand views and so many thousand subscribers, but we will get there. We're catching up, because one of my reaction videos is one of the most watched for the Place to Be music video because of each and every one of you. It just goes to show how dedicated and how unbelievable you guys are as a fan base. I think this is the best and most strongest and most revered fan base in the world when you talk about Descendants and Zombies. And this is why so much of an expansion has been put in place for this one, and there's no end in the foreseeable future for all the success that this has seen. In my opinion, you guys don't deserve critics jumping down your throat and criticizing what you love. That's as honest as I can be with you, especially when you have these stars like Dove Cameron talking about the death of her father and Meg Donnelly talking about her battle with anxiety. They're trying to establish relationships with all of you, and I think that's amazing. So where do critics fit into this equation? They don't fit in at all. You guys deserve the best reviews possible on YouTube, and people like me are trying to give it to you. And I would venture to say I'm the only one that actually shows you who he is when doing these videos, because every subscriber means so much to me. You guys are not just subscribers, you are all my friends. And it's been that way for almost 30 years. And it was proven in 2018 when I thought I was walking away from podcasting. I had recorded my final podcast. I thought I had hung up the headset for the last time. And you guys brought me back from the proverbial dead. You dug me out of a grave, and I can't thank you enough for that. I'm honestly at a loss for words. I can't believe that this YouTube channel has blown up the way that it has. Who is my favorite star out of the Zombies cast? Definitely Meg Donnelly. Huge inspiration. Her favorite Disney princess is Rapunzel, and ironically enough, my favorite Disney princess of all time was Rapunzel too. And you can get that from the videos that I posted on my YouTube channel. Big fan of Rapunzel, and the story, the origin story of Rapunzel, about how I believe a young girl was locked away by her father in a tower back in like the 18th century because he didn't want her to have a relationship with a man. It's amazing where Disney got the inspirations, drew his inspirations from the original stories such as Snow White and Rapunzel. Absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And what I have in common with all these stars is just amazing. The opinions that I have are very appropriately fitting with the opinions of some of these stars of these Disney shows, and it's amazing. But my history with Disney goes all the way back to the lateral part of the 1980s, and I'm just happy to be here to share it with each and every one of you. And my favorite character, by the way, from the Rise of Red franchise, the spin-off of the original Descendants cast, and franchise, would definitely have to be Ruby Rose Turner. I'm just as big of a fan of Kylie Cantrell, but if I had to pick between the two, Ruby Rose Turner, I love her. She's gorgeous, and her personality is absolutely incredible. And I just want the best for these Descendants and Zombie stars, because they deserve nothing but the best. And I'm going to try to give it to them. Come to think of it, it's getting actually really dark outside. I've got an English muffin to eat after I finish this podcast, but I do that in the nighttime because I get kind of scared when it gets dark outside. I haven't boarded up my doors and windows yet. Come to think of it, I don't have anything to prepare myself in case of a zombie invasion. And you guys may think I'm crazy saying that, but I mean, you don't live 5 minutes away from a soda plantation or a chemical plant that could explode at any given moment. If I were to believe what Disney was promoting, thinking that a soda plantation and a chemical plant was going to explode, it could be a really messed up situation. And who would have thought that a soda plantation and it's exploding with lime soda would turn us all into zombies? Kind of reminds me of that video game The Last of Us, which is a masterpiece in its own right. But the funny thing is, you know, video games and movies like Zombies, I think are preparing us for the inevitable. You know, we went through COVID-19, and we had to live in isolation for so long, and then people like Dove Cameron were saying that humans didn't deserve to be locked up, which I appreciated, and I think what society was getting us ready for is inevitable, and that is a zombie invasion. I'm going to have a whole lot of fun promoting this around Halloween, and seeing what Disney and Disney Channel and Disneyplus do with this kind of thing. One of the things that I really appreciate with this one is, unlike The Rise of Red last year, which premiered exclusively on Disneyplus and then crossed over Disney Channel because of its overwhelming popularity and response, this one will premiere on Disney Channel first, so it's reversed. It will premiere on Disney Channel first on July 11th, and then premiere globally on July 12th on Disneyplus for those of you who are subscribed. Disneyplus is a fantastic service because they've not only got Disney, they've also got Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, Fox now, purchased by Disney. Funny thing was, The Simpsons told us years ago that Fox would be purchased by Disney, and we all thought they were liars. And now flash forward 25 years later, when The Simpsons were only in their 200th or 300th episode, and what Homer Simpson believed was going to happen actually is a reality. Ooh, it's kind of really freaky. And now in this Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, we have a situation where the relationships are going to be switched up. Addison's kind of left in the dark, and now Zed is probably going to go with this karate fighting kung fu panda-like chick, which I showed you a couple of days ago on my YouTube channel. Crazy. I don't know what it is with Disney and these martial arts shows. I guess they're trying to teach us all self-defense. And it's working, too, because people on YouTube are always into these, self-defense classes and stuff, obviously drawing inspiration from shows like Kicking It years ago. But it's kind of really cool. The personalities of the characters in Zombies, absolutely amazing. And just how much of a opportunity is presented with them to not only achieve popularity, but also to have this connection with their fans. It is truly unprecedented. Meg Donnelly and Dove Cameron's connection with their fans blows my mind every single time. You guys are amazing because you never quit on what you believe in. And that's what gets me every single time, is that you never ever quit on what you believe in. You never ever quit on this YouTube channel because you believed in what I was promoting. You believed in the content. You loved the content so much. Here's the deal. I'm not one to criticize anybody, and I'm not going to criticize anybody on this YouTube channel. I just don't like when people criticize what you guys love so much, because I know what it's like, to sit at home in the nighttime and use your little computer lamp and search, your favorite Disney content, for example, and then you find these videos of these people that are very enthusiastic, no exuberance whatsoever, and they're criticizing what you love so much. For example, Descendants and Zombies. And I've seen a lot of videos where people are criticizing Descendants and Zombies. I saw one reaction video about a month and a half ago, before I started redistributing content on my YouTube channel, with this one girl, and she was criticizing Descendants: The Rise of Red for over 45 minutes. If you're going to record a video for over 45 minutes about something like Descendants: The Rise of Red, which is fantastic, like they say in the movies, fantastic, at least say something great about it. Say something that someone can take from your video and your YouTube channel or your TikTok account or your X account and run away with. If you're going to post a video on YouTube, say something positive, say something uplifting, and say something that somebody can take and run away with and believe in and keep coming back to your channel because of. And that's exactly what I want you guys to do. If Zombies is inspiring you to become a football player, if you're a guy watching this video, try out for the football team. If Zombies is encouraging you to try out for the cheerleading squad because of what Addison's character, represented by Meg Donnelly, is trying to promote, try out for the cheerleading squad. Because you are just as good as the next person in line who may have made it on the football squad or the cheerleading squad, what have you. You're just as good. And I think these movies are doing an absolutely fabulous job promoting that to each and every person by the millions who is watching this. Not only are they promoting it on Disney Plus and Disney Channel, but they're also making the most of promoting it outside of it. Maybe not in the way of merchandise, which I wish they would, because that's a huge way for Disney to capitalize on the popularity of it. But they are also promoting it outside of it by having floats in the Disney parades every year for Christmas, performances on the holiday special. I actually did a reaction video a while back in my archives for the Star Wars Toy Story holiday special a number of years ago when Disney's Descendants and Zombies were at the heights of its popularity, but that's just an example of how Disney is really going above and beyond the expectations of every critic out there and promoting Descendants and Zombies not only on TV but also outside of it. So they're making the most of every single opportunity. And if you haven't seen any of these interviews they have done for the media and the press, it is absolutely unbelievable. Every opportunity, from Entertainment Tonight to Hollywood Access to People TV, they are promoting this like crazy. And I really appreciate the newer interviews that still have novelty affiliated with them from people like Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker, who are just there to answer every single question, drop everything in the way of teasers. Kylie Cantrell has a really bad habit of leaking teaser trailers. I know Disney has a lot to do with her doing this. It's probably just a giveaway gimmick. But she has a real bad habit of leaking the secrets about it. So you want to follow Kylie on X and Instagram and TikTok, because she's one person that you're always going to get a drop of info from. But you know, I just love how the Descendants cast is so appreciated and has such a huge response. I can only hope that I have as many followers on Facebook and X and social media as these stars. It's absolutely unbelievable. I would love to wake up tomorrow morning with 1 million subscribers. I know it's a long way away from happening, but thankfully, because of all of you, this Descendants Zombies content is making this YouTube channel one of the biggest of all time, and thank you so much for that. We're one of the most popular YouTube channels out there now because of what I'm doing. You know, Descendants Zombies themed weekends, video uploads every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you haven't told your friends about this amazing content, you might want to text them on your iPhone and tell them about it, because it's crazy. You know, 6 months ago I had no reciprocal lights, I had no professional microphones, I had no $500 camera. The crazy thing is, I'm not even monetized yet, and I already have the huge camera purchased, the cool microphones. I really believe in this just as much as each and every one of you do. And the cool thing is, I'm not using AI. All my subscribers are just, you know, here because I promoted it good. You believed in me enough, you trusted me enough that all these videos are receiving such huge responses. One video is getting 500 views, the next 650 plus, the next after that 800 plus. Crazy. I've crossed almost 5,000 views in 3 weeks. I can't even. I stop to catch my breath because I can't believe it. I mean, you could be hitting the subscribe button for everybody. But here's what I want you to do. Let's see how many people can hit the subscribe button for this YouTube channel. Let's see how many subscribers we can rack up and put this YouTube channel over the top because of. Because here's the thing. I know you're a Descendants fan. I know you're a Zombies fan. And you've seen your fair share of criticism probably for it. And you've seen a lot of videos of critics criticizing what you love. And I don't think you guys deserve it. You deserve the best quality videos that you can possibly find on YouTube. And if you clicked on my thumbnail and you trust me enough to give you that kind of content, I can't thank you enough for that. Because like I said, you deserve the best. And I'm the guy to give it to you. And I really appreciate it. You know, it's crazy to think, 25 years ago, I looked at my mom and I said, Mom, I'm going to create a podcast from your basement. She thought I was crazy. I went downstairs. I shot a couple of pilots and uploaded my first podcast because of Winamp at the time, which is the only thing you could use. Combined Winamp with Shoutcast, and bam, started streaming my voice. And now I'm here distributing YouTube videos. YouTube premiered in 2005. I've been on YouTube since 2009 and produced almost 10,000 videos. I think by 2012 I had produced something like 4,000 videos. And then I exploded with different pilots again. And then you guys brought me back from the dead. And I'm here now, half man, half zombie, wanting to hunt vampires in the nighttime. Come to think of it, I've got to go on shift after I do this video. After I finish eating my English muffin, and then I'll jump in through the window tomorrow morning, upload this video, and hopefully get a huge response. It's very difficult hunting vampires in the nighttime when the street lights go out. Guys, thank you so much for all the response you've given this YouTube channel. I can only hope that I see more in the way of a response for these videos. You're going to get a lot of them, because like I said, I've got Descendants and Zombies themed weekends lined up for you guys, and video uploads every Tuesday and Thursday. It's great, and I look forward to doing this in the nighttime for you guys, because the lights. The reason I do it in the nighttime sometimes, I pre-record the content, is because the lights look so pretty. in the nighttime. I have every color of the spectrum on these lights, and the reason why I bought them was because if something was themed on a Disney topic, I could change the lights to the color of it, and it looks so beautiful. I know you can't see these icicle lights in front of me, but they're so beautiful too. I've got icicle lights in the front. I don't know what I'd do without all you guys, man. Thank you so much for just being here. So, what I want to show you is a clip of Meg Donnelly talking about Zombies 4. I've had it on my Facebook page for forever, and I've been meaning to show it to you guys, but I've had so much to talk about on this YouTube channel, so hopefully you can forgive me. She talks about how excited she was about this having a Hannah Montana Camp Rock kind of feel, working with a whole new cast in New Zealand, even with how much she loved Toronto. And I found it to be a really insightful kind of interview. There are a lot of great Meg Donnelly interviews online. Through the power of YouTube and TikTok, hopefully I'll have the opportunity to show it to you guys, because I know there are people out there that probably have never ever seen this stuff. But it's very insightful, very educational, very fun for every member of your family. And Meg Donnelly is just... What I love about Dove Cameron, Meg Donnelly, and Ruby Rose Turner more especially is just how honest they are with their fans. It's almost like they treat you not only as a fan, but as a friend. And I really appreciate that. And that's why I love how Meg Donnelly, and I was sitting in the pilot seat in the director's chair for this one, both herself and Milo Menon, respectively, and doing a fabulous job with it. That's why I think there's no room for criticism. So what do you say we watch this interview together? It only runs for about 2 minutes because I think it's a TikTok video I found. But she talks about Zombies 4, and she gets us all excited for July 10th, which premieres on Disney Channel, and the global premiere happening on Disneyplus on July 11th. It's something to be really excited about. How does everybody become famous overnight? TikTok. We point the finger of blame at TikTok, and the TikTok obsession for me is raging on. This video of Meg Donnelly, she reveals that in Zombies 4 there will be a significant plot twist, which I love. I've studied theater for years. I've been involved in dramatic productions for forever, and I love dramatic twists and plot changes. And we're getting that with Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. I'm sure millions, if not billions of you have already seen this TikTok video, but for those of you who haven't, because my YouTube channel has been blowing up because of my Descendants and Zombies content, I'm going to show this 1 minute long video to you. And it's amazing how much info you can drop in just under 60 seconds. Literally 59 seconds, Meg Donnelly reveals all of this. I have a lot of credit for Meg Donnelly. She's a beautiful, beautiful person. Been a huge fan of her for forever. Don't forget to ring the bell to stay up to date with notifications. And let's watch this video together. Amazing video. Fun content.
I think it's public knowledge already that there's vampires in this next movie. And then it's called Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. So it kind of introduces like a new generation of a zombies cast. So me and mom are kind of like, you know, the older kids or parents, grandparents even, if you will. Everyone called this grandma, grandpa. I love that. So it's daywalkers, which is like they live in perpetual day, and then night walkers in perpetual night. And it's kind of like Zombies 1 where, you know, they don't get along very well and have to embrace each other's differences. And it's cool because Zed and Addison, everything that they've learned in the 3 movies and everything
I think that pretty much describes our world we live in, embracing each other for our differences and our beliefs.
It's really great. And the songs are really great. It like reminds me of like nostalgic Disney where it's kind of like rock pop kind of thing. Kind of like Camp Rock or High School Musical. It's like very much aligned with that music.
So it's like, really new and good night everybody! Hannah Montana. Oh my. The TikTok obsession continues for me, rages on. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for the over 1,000 views you put up on my review of This Is the Place to Be music video from Dawn of the Vampires. I was probably one of the only people that said anything positive about Dawn of the Vampires. Honestly, I went down through all the critics' review videos, and literally, if they said anything nice about it, they only went on for about 60 seconds, and everything else was so critical. So, at the end of the night, I was the only one, at dusk, that said anything nice about Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. It's a great movie. I'm looking forward to July, and I've got a lot to say where this one goes. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're kind of going to want to do that because I'm going to have a whole lot of fun with each and every one of you guys. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're going to want to do that because we're going to have a whole lot of fun. You know, guys, I really believe that Meg Donnelly is the sweetest person ever. I say that because of how honest she is with each and every one of you fans for her battles in life, how excited she is for the opportunity to have the fourth installment of the Zombies series coming in July. It's absolutely incredible. So I thought that for those of you who may not have seen that video on TikTok, may not have caught it, I would show it for you in this video because it's really incredible just how far Meg Donnelly has gone for each and every one of us. Meg Donnelly has had a lot of challenges in life, from anxiety to battles with panic attacks. I have a lot of friends who battle that. It's very difficult to see them going through that. And even though after everything that she has gone through in her life, she's still at the forefront promoting Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires for each and every one of you, and still is just as honest as she was over a decade ago. I remember seeing her perform as part of one of the holiday specials on the stage. I think she performed Jingle Bell Rock or something, and it was absolutely amazing. Herself and Milo were there to promote Zombies, which was premiering for the first time in 2018, so I think I caught that performance a couple of months before that premiere, because I think it premiered in February. Hang on a second. Hey Google, when did Zombies from Disney premiere?
The release date of Zombies was February 16th, 2018.
Yeah, February 16th, 2018, so my vampire memory serves me correct. I remember seeing that in December, so that was about 2.5 months before Zombies had premiered, and they were there cross-promoting it, and it was an amazing performance, and I said, you know, this girl has what Disney is looking for, has an amazing future ahead of herself. She may not have thought it, but I believed in people like Dove Cameron and Meg Donnelly from the very beginning, and that's what's brought us all together on this YouTube channel. And when you really think about it and put it into perspective, all my passion for Disney and Nickelodeon and pop culture related content, that's what's brought us together. But in all reality, what's probably brought us together is our love and our passion for Descendants and Zombies. And I can't thank you enough for being here, because I said here earlier in the video, without you guys, this YouTube channel cannot exist. Without you guys, YouTube can't exist, period. And you're the YouTube algorithm. This is your channel. It's an open book. What you want to hear discussed in this YouTube channel will be discussed, so be it. You're more than welcome to leave me your thoughts in the comments. And I will be here every day promoting this for you guys, or at least Tuesday, Thursdays, and on the weekends, you can say. Because I'm just as big a fan of Descendants and Zombies as each and every one of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go on my nightly shift hunting vampires. I've got nothing prepared, nothing packed, and I got to jump through a window. Thank you guys so much. Bye, YouTube. We will do it again in a couple of days. I got to go hunt a lot of vampires.